We start tonight with more legal troubles for Xcel Energy. Several new lawsuits have been filed against the company for its alleged responsibility for the Marshall Fire, something the company has long denied.
Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter spoke to the attorney representing dozens of clients in a mass action lawsuit, who also just filed a wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of a woman who was killed in that fire.
It was ashes. The only thing that was left was the foundation.
Nearly 2 years later, some of the Marshall Fire survivors are faced with many small reminders.
I had a dinner party and I went to look for a cake knife. I don't have it anymore.
And big reminders of the loss left behind.
It took our equipment, snow trucks, loaders, it took everything.
Then there are losses that can never be replaced. 91-year-old Edna Nadine Turnbull was killed in the fire.
Unfortunately, she was trapped in her house when it burned and died.
James Avery is representing more than 150 clients in a mass action lawsuit against Xcel. This week, he also filed a wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of Turnbull's family.
It's been almost 2 years since the fire. No one has accepted any responsibility, none. So the only way there's going to be accountability for this fire is through this civil lawsuit.
The lawsuit also comes as various government bodies in Boulder, Superior, and Louisville have filed a lawsuit against Xcel seeking relief for damages to property and the environment, firefighting labor, and evacuation costs. Avery says the move could help his case against Xcel once it heads to court.
When you go into a courtroom and sit in front of a jury and, the weight of the case is on favor of the plaintiffs, and that includes insurance companies, 200 of them. It includes the Boulder County. That gives a lot of mass to our side of the case.
The clock is ticking down for any victims to join that mass action lawsuit.
Colorado has a 2-year statute of limitations for personal injury actions, and this is one of them. And the 2-year anniversary of the fire is on Saturday. Not everybody likes to file lawsuits, but if you want to get compensated outside of your insurance, this is the way to do it.
I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.
And the attorney tells us he expects a judge to set a date for that mass action lawsuit sometime in January. However, the actual court hearing, of course, could be a long time out, perhaps a year or so. Xcel has continued to deny these claims, saying in a recent statement that their equipment was operating correctly that day and that they strongly disagree with any suggestion that Xcel power lines ignited the fire.
So many families still have not been able to return home after the Marshall Fire. Judy Delaware from Louisville says the holidays in 2021 were an extra special time for her family. Her daughter had just gotten engaged right before the fire. They also had just finished remodeling their home when it was destroyed in the flames. 2 years later, she's still picking up the pieces after that devastating loss.
The building process is a hard thing. We have 500 other people here in Louisville who are competing for contractors and people who all, all doing the same types of things to really get that house rebuilt. So the rebuilding process is a whole nother layer of stress and trauma that I think nobody really explains to you.
Delaware is hopeful that her new home will be ready to move into by Mother's Day of next year.
We have a page on the Denver 7 website dedicated to our in-depth coverage of the Marshall Fire, including stories of hope, a closer look at the recovery as well. So go to denver7.com/news/Marshall-fire.